Christ is risen. Christos anesti. المسيح قام. Christos هيا بميلوتس. Good morning. This is actually something special. This is special on many ways and on many faces, many fronts. First of all, it's our last liturgy for the school. I don't know if that's good or bad. Okay, it's bad. I mean, it feels sad. It's our last liturgy for school today, because next week we're not going to have a liturgy. So, second, it's the liturgy that where we remember Jesus coming to Egypt, going to Egypt as a baby. Where did Jesus live? What was his home country? Yes.
In Bethlehem.
He was born there, but he lived all his time in Israel. Bethlehem is part of Israel, right? Israel is he was a Jew. Where did he go for vacation? Do you think he went out somewhere else other than Israel? Did he go somewhere else? Which countries Jesus visit? Can you number the countries that Jesus visited? Yes, Jason. Italy. He went to Japan once. He went to Germany, no? Where did Jesus go? Which countries he visited in his vacation time? Okay, Mina?
Bethany.
Bethany is still in Israel. Yes.
Egypt and what's it? Is Galilee in part of Israel? Is Galilee part of Israel?
Galilee is part of Israel. It's a state in Israel. So which country he visited outside Israel, outside his country? When you go on a vacation, if you really, have prepared for it, you might actually go visit Egypt or Russia or Armenia or France or Italy. That's outside the states. Italy is not part of the states. Egypt is not part of the states. So which country did he visit outside of Israel? Which countries? Katrina? Jerusalem is the capital of Israel still. It's like Washington, D.C. here. Still in Israel. Yes. Rovana, uncover your head, please. Yes. Egypt, yes, but which other countries he visited? Anybody? Some people say they visited India. No? Yes. Jerusalem is the capital of Israel, still in the country where he was. I know somebody said it before. Yes, Lucita. Nazareth is part of Israel. This is all cities in Israel. That's his home country. He's an Israelite. He's a Jew. You say Jerusalem, Nazareth, Galilee, Bethlehem, all these cities are in his home country. What's your home country? No. What should I read on your passport? What's your nationality? Huh? You're no more Egyptians, you're Americans. Excuse me, what are the teachers doing? What are we teaching them? You are American by, most of you by birth, almost all of you by birth, and also by nationality. You are American citizens. You're not Egyptians. Maybe your parents are. And what is your country, if you're asked? United States of, you belong to this country. So if I say, which other country, which other countries you visited? Don't tell me I visited Washington, D.C. outside the States. That does not make sense at all. You might tell me I went to Canada. Yes, that's another country. I went to Mexico. That's another country. I went to Brazil. I went to Egypt. These are other countries. We have. I'm sure we're not doing well on social studies. For sure. For sure. Okay, I'm going to go back and review our Terra Nova, see what we did with that. All right, so Jesus' country that visited outside Israel, his home country is Egypt. And this is the only country he visited. He never went out of Israel at all, except that one time when he was little. And he did not do it, Jesus did not do it because he wanted to take a time off or vacation. How did he go to Egypt? He went running away. Why would Jesus run away? I mean, should he? Should Jesus run away? Should Jesus be afraid? He's coming to be crucified and died. Why would he run away when he was a little one? Because that's what Jesus would tell us. Because he was very little and his time to die was not there yet. And if he wants to stay in Israel and fight the king would have to die. The only thing that Herod, you know this story? I'll just tell you the story. You remember the story of Christmas. We're going back to all the way back to Christmas. When Jesus was born in Bethlehem, that's the city he was born in, the little town, the city of David, and the wise men came all the way from some country far east, and they were looking for him. They saw a star in the heavens, and they understood from the star there will be a great king to be born in the land of Judea. They didn't know exactly where. I'll tell you how I know that. They thought, this star is telling us that there's a king born in Judea. I have read, I don't really leave questions like this. I really go after them. I don't like to have a question I cannot answer. I try to answer my questions. That's something I think of myself as a good student. So I looked into these books and I said that the ancient Persians divided the stars in heaven. You see the stars are clumped together in heaven. When you look at them from here, you see them clumped together. It said there's 12 groups of stars. They call them the zodiac. And they said each group of stars decide the fate of one group of countries on earth. That's how they believed it. So there's this one very bright star in heaven. You might see that's the brightest star. It's actually Jupiter. It's not a star at all. It's one of thank you. That's good. So we have some science here. At least I got the science fixed. Right. So the star is Jupiter, and it's the brightest star in the night sky. But because Jupiter is part of the solar system is turning around the sun. You know that. So it keeps moving. But the big constellations are fixed. You always see them in the same place, depending on where you are in the planet. So they found Jupiter moving. At one point, Jupiter and the moon and the sun were all together, meeting together in the land, in the stars, in the heaven that represents Judea. And this doesn't happen. It happens only one in history. They said this must be a big omen. Something huge is happening in Judea, and most probably it is a king. They had a prophecy about that, the king that would rule the whole earth. So where is that going to be happening? They said, okay, if it's a king to be born, where should we look for a newborn king? Where do you think you should look for a newborn king? A prince will be born in the temple? Why? The queen have no other place to give birth? Where? The palace of the king, of course. So who we should go to? Huh? So they were looking for Jesus. They said, if he's going to be born in Judea, where a king would be born? In the palace of the king. His father has to be a king. So they looked for the king of Judea. At the time his name was Herod. They knocked on the door, and the people brought them in. They have come with big gifts and stuff. And everybody looked at this. This is like huge. These people are coming with camels, loaded with gifts. And they said, where is the king? They told them, here is the king palace. They went to Herod. They stood before Herod, and Herod asked him, so what do you want, my dear guests? He was not a good man. Not a good man at all. And they told him, we have a star that we're following that says you have a very big king born in this country, and we thought he would be born in your palace. Herod said, I'm a very old man. He was like, at the time, he was like 90, and his children are grandparents almost. So I don't have any children born in this palace. If I marry a woman today, I would not be able to have children. What are you talking about? Then he gathered all the people that knows, his helpers from the temple. He said, you always talk about this Messiah, my enemy, he said into himself. Because if the Messiah comes, what happened to Herod? He thinks he will take his place. So where do you think this Messiah will be born? It seems like these people are looking for him. I said, this Messiah will be born in Bethlehem. Where in Bethlehem? And they said, we don't know, Lord King. I have an idea. You people, you wise men, go look for him. And when you find him, tell me where he is, so I also go and worship him. Was he intending to do that? Not at all. So they went, and they found, actually, the shepherds already have said, and people have said, that there is a baby born in a manger that the angels came and told them about, and they said, where is that place? They told them where he was, and they went and they found him. But the angel came to the wise men and said, don't go back to Herod. Don't ever tell this king, because he's about to kill Jesus. Saint Joseph at the time, and one night they were asleep, and Herod already got so angry because the wise men left. He asked about them. They said they left. They didn't come like I told them. They promised me they're going to come back. Oh, I'm going to have to do something. So what did he do? What did he think to do? He sent the soldiers and said, I don't know who you should kill. I don't have any specific instructions, but here's what you're going to do. When did they say the star appeared? And his counselor said, they said, like within the last 2 years. Okay, he said, here's your instructions. Go to Bethlehem. Kill every boy, baby boy, from 1 day to 2 years. If they're aged 1 day, if they're aged 2 years, kill all of them. But Lord King, these are your subjects, you should protect them. He said, I don't care. I need to get done with the Messiah. I don't want to have any threats to my kingdom. I've worked so hard for it. So they left, and they went to Bethlehem. On their way, the angel appeared to St. Joseph and said, get up quickly. Herod wants to kill Jesus. Oh, and Joseph said, in a dream, where should I go? And what did the angel say? Go to Egypt. And that's how St. Joseph woke up, took St. Mary, they have a donkey. The middle of the night, he put St. Mary on the donkey and put Jesus in her lap, and they started really going very fast toward Egypt. They had to walk with the donkey long distance. It would have taken them, I'm thinking, maybe a week to go to Egypt. And they had to find some places. With them, there was another relative of St. Mary. Her name is Salome. Salome was her cousin, and she went with them, and they went to Egypt. We don't have the gospel telling us much about what happened in Egypt, but definitely the gospel says, St. Matthew says, Jesus went to Egypt. When did this happen? We really don't know. But we know this. One of our patriarchs, his name is Pope Theophilus, the number 23, Pope number 23, had a vision one time, and he saw Jesus and Mary and Joseph going through the land of Egypt and stopping in different places. Today, if you go to Egypt, if you have the chance, you can visit the places that Pope Theophilus saw in his dream, the places where St. Mary and Jesus stayed. One of the famous places is a place called Matareya, where they have a tree, a very, very old tree, 2,000 years plus tree, that stays there, and they think St. Mary stood or stayed under this tree to rest. And next to it, there is a well of water. Another place where there's, every place they go, there's a well of water. There's miracles happening. This was the visit of the Lord to Egypt. It became, now the church recently, became our feast of the Coptic Church that we celebrated. It's the 1st of June. It's today. So today we celebrate the entry of Jesus into Egypt, which later, 33 years, maybe, actually, no, more, it will be the year 68, 69 AD, after Jesus ascended to heaven, 45 years later, where St. Mark is going to come to Egypt and talk to them about Jesus. And everyone in Egypt welcomed this message. After a lot of fights and with the pagan worship, they became Christians. And Egypt became converted to be Coptic Christian. So this is the history of Egypt. And this is how Jesus came to Egypt and blessed it. And this is the only country, this is what we are proud of, that it is the only country outside Israel that Jesus stepped into when he was, but he didn't go there to have a vacation. He went there running away, which tells me we need to run away sometimes. You know that? You find somebody fighting or starting to go angry or be aggressive, don't stand. I'll tell you that. This is something I take personally from this. Don't fight evil with evil. Don't stand and say, I'm here, I'm going to prove to you that I'm stronger than you. That's not right. That's wrong. If you find somebody angry, don't stay in their face and make them more angry. Just try to get done with the situation peacefully as much as you can, because it doesn't really help to stand in the face of somebody and ending up injuring somebody. That's not good. I get injured or somebody else gets injured. That's not good at all. Run away from evil. And if you can solve it with good, solve it with good. Don't let evil overcome you. You overcome evil with good. Glory to the Father, and to the Son, the Holy Spirit.